What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the Red Couch with Max Power. I'm Max Power, and as you can see, I am on a couch.
It's red.
It's red.
It's red.
And I'm with my favorite and so far only partner and what do you call it? Co-host on the show, Chris, aka
Antonio Picante.
And this is the first episode in the new series. It's called New for You. And so if you guys haven't watched the last episode, we did a little intro video. Chris hasn't seen a bunch of movies. So
yeah,
we wrote everything down that he hasn't seen, mostly franchises. Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Airplane, stuff like that. So they're all in this little pitcher of beer.
And we threw in some stuff that he hadn't seen.
So last episode, we picked the first movie, and it came out to be something I've never seen before, which was Fast and the Furious. So we watched. So we just got done watching Fast and the Furious Part 1. So we're going to review it as somebody who's never seen the movie before, and how many times have you seen this movie?
Oh my God, at least a couple dozen.
How many times have you seen it in the theaters?
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's still amount. It's more than me. So we're going to do a little review about that, and then at the end of the episode, we'll mix this up
and pick
the next one, and then the next episode you will see will be of blank movie. So there's some pretty good movies in here. So let's get into Fast and the Furious.
The movie's over. What's the first thing that pops in your mind? What's your first initial review? Paisley wants to know.
She's like, tell me. So
chat me up.
I am not a car guy. Okay, I don't care about cars. As long as I have a car that works and gets me from A to B and sometimes C and D and then maybe E, I'm fine with that. I appreciate, if I see a cool car, I'm gonna be like, damn, that car looks cool. But I would never be like, oh man, that's a Ford.
Have I ever driven you around in my car?
Not really. I mean.
Well, to the airport. No, not even to the airport.
No, because I drive.
Yeah, you drive.
No, I mean, not really in your car, but we've done it in you've driven. Because you drive. Chris likes to drive. So whenever we go on vacation and we ever go on trips, he's the one that does all the driving, which is cool with me because I don't really care. So, I'm not a car guy. So seeing what this series is and what I've expected, I was like, I'm not going to like it. But I liked it.
What?
Sorry. I actually liked it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. I was not expecting that.
I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I actually liked the Fast and Furious. I really am. It came out in 2001. Little fact about that. So, do you know what month it came out off the top of your head?
No.
We're not going to do research on this show, really. So,
mostly just drinking.
And I moved here in 2001, so I was 12 years old, 11 or 12 years old. So I'm a little boy, So, okay, so the movie. The soundtrack is pretty cool. And
you were doing this number or this number every 10 or 15 minutes. And then the last song when the credits start rolling, you're like, leave the credits rolling. Yeah.
So the soundtrack, the actual soundtrack with live band Ja Rule, Dope. We figured out one song. We thought it was White Zombie or Rob Zombie, but it was actually Dope, or Marilyn Manson, but it was actually Dope. Saliva's on there. Limp Bizkit's on there.
The singer from Live tries rapping.
Really? Okay, I didn't pick up on that one.
There's something else I forgot. There's this remix of it's a Depeche Mode song.
Oh yeah.
Strange Love. Yeah. It's a remix of Strange Love that somebody raps over that too or something.
Yeah, because I remember. I think that was Ja Rule. Because I'm I wasn't expecting this song to be in there, and then somebody started rapping. And I was okay. Yeah. So that soundtrack I thought was pretty badass. The kind of cutscene, porno, early 2000, late 90s music, I enjoyed too. That was the most of the fist bumping, techno kind of cheesy beats. I really didn't know what to expect in this movie. I really thought it was going to go to a completely different.
What were you expecting?
I don't know.
Because this is almost a decade that this franchise has been around. So by the newest movies, by now you're watching the commercials.
Decades. 2001.
You're watching these commercials
20 years.
For the previous movies, and you're looking at these commercials like, how the fuck does this get here?
And obviously, they progress and as the movies go on and as the years in production go on, you can do more things with cooler things. But this one, I bet you, I'm going to go out here on a limb. I think this one is probably the best one out of all of them because it's real. Like, it's realistic. There was some crazy stuff in the movie, but there's no...
99% of that movie has realistically happened in some person's life.
Yes. Yeah. And you could, you're not going to see it down the street, but you could see most of it out in the street.
I've participated in some of that when I was around this time.
He used to rob 18-wheelers.
Yeah, something like that.
So I had no idea that Paul Walker's character, I already forgot his name. Brian was a cop. No idea he was a cop at all.
You thought that he was an LAPD guy auditioning for FBI, but you didn't know.
Yeah.
That he was actually in on it the entire time.
Yeah, I had no idea. So I really had no idea. I was like, when he came up and I was like, oh, he's trying to become a cop or he's trying to become an FBI agent or whatever. And I was like, all right. So I was kind of surprised by that. I enjoyed it.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
Oh man,
what's one moment in that movie that if you were to ask later on, hey, Fast and Furious, what you think? Oh man, that's a movie that has blank.
Obviously that's the one with the cool cars. But in the first movie alone, I like that the scene where they're driving with the 18-wheeler and the dude gets his arm stuck. The meathead gets his arm stuck and he's like kind of hanging on, and you know how they all save him, and then Vin Diesel finds out that Brian is a cop, and he's like, I need a helicopter.
This guy's about to die.
I need a helicopter. He's bleeding out.
He's having a stroke.
And then you just see Vin Diesel kind of he's getting mad.
He's hulking up.
Yeah, he is. It's almost like that those what is it called whenever tunnel vision?
Yeah.
And, the camera kind of pans out, but it doesn't move kind of thing. And it zooms it. All right, bye, Paisley. I'll see you later.
See you back.
And he was just getting mad. I was like, that's a pretty cool spot because at any point in time he could have just fucking beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He didn't because he was like, he's gonna help my friend. We'll fix this later. That was cool. And then the chase scene at the end with him and Vin Diesel was pretty cool too. And then when it literally blew up into that car, into the 18-wheeler in the front.
Oh yeah.
And spun. And then they kind of had that mutual agreement, like it was a friendship, but not. So I don't know what happens. Obviously, I don't know what happens in the rest of the series, but obviously
we could find out.
Yeah, eventually. I'm probably gonna watch these movies now. I want to watch the movies.
Really?
I want to see where not the cars and all that shit. I want to see where the
character development.
Yeah, because this, like we said, this came out in 2001, so we're about to be in 2021. So it's been almost 20 years since it came out.
Had it not been for COVID, this year would have been the 10th Fast and Furious movie.
Jesus, man.
Counting the spinoff that released last year of Hobbs and Shaw.
Jesus.
It was 10. Yeah. Which for everything of you being new to this, you told me something off air before we started recording that kind of blew my mind a little bit. Because I didn't really know this. How much money has this movie made?
The first movie made over $200 million.
Fuck, dude.
It was $209 million or something over the years. Because that's not the franchise. The franchise
is bigger.
Billions. It's
billions. Just Fast Five's crossed the $1 billion mark.
Yeah. So considering how I don't want to say the movie was low budget, but it was kind of low budget, really.
Yeah.
One of the other things was they had 2,000 different cars, not car makes, but in general they used 2,000 cars, and they look. I mean, to me they look badass. Some of them looked a little stupid with the sign on the side or whatever. I'm not much of a car guy, so I don't know what makes it go faster. On that
speed holes.
On that note, I do have one thing. When they're in the desert and they're in the race, right? I don't understand how you can use NOS. There's a race and one person has NOS and the other person doesn't have NOS. Who's gonna win? The person with NOS. I really wanted for this whole entire episode to pronounce it Niz or something just to mess with you. Be like, what is this, Niz? Nows? Why does this car have Nows?
It's stupid.
So that part, I was like, on the streets, I could understand because it's on the streets. There's no rules.
Not only that, doing a lot of drag racing when I was younger, the movie gives us the ability to see into everything.
Yes.
If I pull up on the street beside you and I'm revving up the engine, you have no idea what I have.
Exactly.
So it's up to, if I'm a racer, it's up to my best interest to have whatever I can get my hands on or whatever I can afford. So it's not her fault for having NOS. It's the kid's NOS for not having.
It's really his fault for challenging her because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I can allow that.
Yeah.
I feel like in the streets, I understand that where it's like there's no rules. Like I got what I got, you got what you got. Let's race. Let's put money down and see what happens. But like it was kind of like an official race event.
It's basically just a place where you can actually break the law without getting in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they still should have. Not all the cars have a little sticker on the side that says "Nows." People are just like car people. If they're listening to this, they're gonna be like, "You motherfucker!
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill you."
You're gonna get a lot of thumbs downs on YouTube for this.
You kept calling it "Nows." Yeah. So, what do you think of the movie? As a person, you watched it last night for the first time, and
it's funny because
when was the last time you saw this movie? The first one.
God, the last time I saw the first one was about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
tell this story.
Yeah. So, random conversation with my girlfriend. We were bored one weekend. She was at my place, and I think it was raining or something, and we couldn't really go out. We didn't really want to go out anywhere, and she had mentioned that she had never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies. And I was like, here we go. So the first weekend we saw 1, 2, 3. And then the second weekend we saw 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Not 9.
Not 9. Not yet. Because 9's not released yet.
Wait, so 9 was supposed to come out this year?
Yeah. 9 was supposed to come out this year.
And this year they're filming 10? You said 10 was coming out this year.
No, this is the 10th movie in the whole story because they did a spin-off.
Okay, Tokyo Drift.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Is Tokyo Drift number
3?
Okay, so that counts as
So Hobbs and Shaw is like 8.5, kind of. Because there was apparently some kind of beef between Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson. They couldn't like work together.
In real life.
In real life. So they finished 8. And then after that, The Rock did the spin-off. And so now they brought in another wrestler. So John Cena's in number 9.
Yes, I saw that.
And you saw the trailer, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So there's more.
I've seen some footage of Cena, in around. So that's why The Rock's not in the new movie because of the whole beef.
Yeah. They might have worked it out, but by then casting.
It's too late.
Yeah.
We'll just get somebody else.
But if you're gonna end it on 10, might as well bring fucking everybody.
Yeah,
and just finish it off.
I'm curious to see what happens to all the side characters, because obviously there's Poindexter, then there was Meathead number 1, Meathead number 2. I've never seen them in any other trailers going forward, so I don't know. Don't tell me.
I'm not gonna say anything.
We will be at some point. Number 2 is in here now, so we put Fast and Furious 2 into this one, so. It is in here, so
yeah.
Low key, kind of hoping we pull it out again. I want to see. I'm like, now I kind of want to watch it. Now I might like.
And I'm glad. And I'm in hindsight, I'm kind of glad that the picture's full because at first we were only going to do 3 franchises each.
Yeah.
But if you decide on your own, with or without me, that you want to keep it going, you can just pull that out the list and binge it on your own, and we can on other episodes of your show we can always go back and forth just to like, hey, I knocked another one out of the list.
No.
Because if you're waiting, look at all those movies to get to number 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I know.
8.5.
I know. I mean, I could just, no. We'll see how it goes.
All right. We'll see how long we can wait. Do we have to record like 6 episodes a month? That way we can try to get
I'm gonna start hiding them in my pockets and stuff, just hiding them.
Oh, today's pick?
Yeah. Fast
4.
It's just all the Fast movies. Every single one is just a Fast. And then we are done. So
tell me something you didn't like from the movie, besides the whole Nas theory that you came up with, you non-racer. Honda driving mofo.
Look, man, it's a strong, reliable car. Okay? Like I said, it gets me from A to B.
And on weekend, C.
Yeah. I mean, with the whole COVID thing.
Hacking on the Simpsons references tonight, bro.
What didn't I like about it? There's, I don't know. There's definitely it wasn't like.
It's not an Oscar-worthy movie, but there has to be some plot holes, something you didn't like.
I mean, really,
Asian skirts weren't short enough.
No,
the cars weren't loud enough.
That guy's leather snakeskin pants, they were pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. They zoomed in on his butt, and when he got off the motorcycle, they were like, he did a little toot toot, and I was like, is he rocking those? Really, just the Nos thing, just really, because like I said, I'm not a car person. Obviously, it's super unrealistic to see them chasing an 18-wheeler, and because real life, if an 18-wheeler knew he was in trouble, would just ram the shit out, or just ram the shit out of them. They're in the middle of the desert. What the fuck is he can just be
no dash cams.
Yeah, they came at me kind of thing. So obviously that little plot hole. Then obviously the whole. Mostly it's all those racing, the main race. When he at the beginning, obviously there's 10,000 cars, it looks like, and they're all lined up down that street. Oh, and then the cops show, and then they're turning, and they're they all escape. Nobody ever gets caught.
When Brian saves Dominic Toretto, which is Vin Diesel's character, in the beginning in that car where there's no floor.
Yeah, that part. Okay, that part. Yeah. So Paul Walker's character he's racing Vin Diesel. What's his name? Dominic. In the first race, he hits Nas. Then his fucking system crashes, and it's it pretty much is don't press the next Nas button. And he's like, fuck that, and he puts it down. So then he pushes the second Nas button, and he takes off a little bit faster, and then his car starts shaking, and then literally inside of his car,
the manifold and the floorboard fell off. Yeah,
you see the screw start bing ding ding, and then it comes off, and then 5 minutes later, Vin Diesel jumps in and he saves the day, and he jumps in, and he's not Fred Flintstone, that shit.
So yeah, he jumps into the passenger seat.
Something like this.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that I like that right away he was it kind of seemed like obviously seemed, now that I'm saying this, it kind of sounds stupid, but I like the fact that he was actually trying to be friends with Dominic. Obviously it's a ploy, and obviously they're going to become friends in real life, throughout the series. But I like the fact that he saved them. That was cool. I liked how Vin Diesel went up the parking garage, parked his car, came out, put his jacket on, just started walking down the street. I was like, that's a cool. I like those. I like when you see. I don't like cars, but I like watching Baby Driver.
Oh, the first 5-7 minutes of Baby Driver.
Just anything. And I just.
Did you ever watch Drive?
Yes.
Oh, that intro to Drive.
Italian Job, all those things. I like seeing cars. And I don't know how sometimes in movies they'll have the driver at the back of the car. So the car we built, the shell of the car will be normal, but it actually inside is turned. Mm-hmm. So that's why when they're driving backwards, when it looks like they're driving backwards, the driver is actually in the front. He's driving straight, but it looks cool. So stuff like that, I like seeing that in theater, in movies, and it kind of. I can tell with this franchise, I'm gonna wish that I'd seen it in theaters. And now, who knows if we'll ever go back to theaters? Really, I don't.
It's not the same.
No.
It's not the same experience. A part of me wants to say it's actually better because it's not that crowded.
True.
You know, because I'm a miser at some aspects. You know, so when I go to a theater, I don't buy popcorn, I don't buy candy or nothing. It's rare that I buy like a kids pack. You know, just to have something, and that's gone before the movie even starts.
Yeah.
You know, so so it's no different than it is if I go to a Saturday morning or Sunday morning $5 showing. It's just as empty.
True.
And it doesn't bother me at all. But the fact that everything's getting delayed right now, it's just
yeah. Yeah. So there's a couple of things that it's mainly just that Nas thing just bugged me. I don't know why. I just think like street racing, it's like whatever, you can do whatever you want. But when you're in like a unofficial official racing tournament thing,
just remember, if the Nas is not the be all end all. You remember that drag race at the end, the old Charger?
True.
He didn't have any.
That car was cool as shit.
If there's one spoiler that I'm going to give you for the entire series is that car is the mascot of the entire franchise.
So he's going to rebuild it?
Like, yeah. That car's in the and there's variations, different versions of that car, but that there's something that ties everything together. And yeah, it's not too much of a spoiler. If you go to toy sections or anything like that,
oh yeah,
the first thing you're going to see is that fucking car. You know,
his daddy's car. You wrecked your daddy's car on the first time he drove that thing.
Now that we're like nitpicking, the part that kind of irks me is that for him to be such a car guy, rule number 0 is don't ever overstress your car when you haven't done anything to it. Like that car that came out of the garage, he should have been driving it for a couple of weeks normally before he started racing that shit. Like that car was cold as fuck when he started racing that car. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that I don't know if you ever whenever you're buying when you buy a new car, depending on what kind of car you're getting, they'll tell you it's like for the first 3,000 miles or until the first oil change, don't do anything stupid. Especially if you're buying Mustangs, Corvettes, Chargers, Challengers, because you buy a Charger, first thing you're going to want to do is put the pedal to the floor and test
see
it.
how fast you
can. But it's a brand new engine. The fluids haven't gone through completely. They haven't made big seals on the pistons, stuff like that, just to keep it lubricated. You know,
I'm learning.
I babied my car for the first 7 months. Like I didn't drive it over the speed limit. I didn't even press the sport button or turned off the traction control. Nothing.
And coming from him, that's fucking crazy.
And it's a used car.
Oh, damn.
But it was new to me, and I did not want to screw it up. I didn't want to screw it up, so I treated that thing with respect. And now that you're pointing out the flaw, little flaws in the story, is he should have known better. He should have been driving that thing around for a couple of weeks and just go get groceries or something.
Yeah, but you can't drive that car getting groceries. Really, you can't. You really can't.
Well, because he's not single. If you're single, you drive that car across the street.
Okay.
I drive it across the street to your bakery.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to make sure somebody heard me.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll wake all the neighbors up. Singles and takens. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Learn something new every episode.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, if you're not learning, what are you doing?
So is that it for episode 1? Oh, see, episode 1 of the Fast and the Furious franchise. Any other comments, concerns, observations, complaints?
No, I think it's pretty. What are we at? How long was that? How long has this episode been? What did I say?
26 minutes.
26 minutes.
Not too bad. The first 5 we spent digging around, making sure that everything was running.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. What would you give out of 10 the first movie?
Oh fuck!
Not the franchise, but the very first movie.
Fuck.
As a car guy, because I'll let you go ahead.
I don't want to give it a 10 and sound like a mark, but
tell people what a mark is.
So a huge fan, a fanatic, for more broader term, is just be that kind of guy that stands out because he likes the thing. I don't want to be that guy and give it a 10 but there aren't any glaring like being young, just having your license, having your
How old were you in 2001?
Oh my god, 20. I was 20. I had a motor and transmission rebuilt 495 Ford Thunderbird V8 that I actually was drag racing at the time that this movie came out down Rankin Road in 45. There were two streets. There was one behind a strip club that was about half a mile long, and then there was an industrial area on the other side next to a mobile gas station, which is now, that was 20 years ago. Now it's actually a residential area.
No,
I drag raced every Saturday, every other Friday.
Did you make money?
I don't know. I wasn't like that. It wasn't going down.
It was
like
for
that.
respect.
It was just for fun.
Oh, he wants respect.
It was just...
That's all Paul Walker wanted. That's all he wanted was respect.
But it was fun, and there were Harris County sheriff's officers there, and they'd be cool. They'd come out and check out some of the cars, and they'll be like, as long as y'all don't do anything fucking stupid, I'll make sure that you're off the scanner and the helicopter goes away, and y'all can have your fun. As soon as somebody does something dumb, bet we're gonna rain it out. And then when the sirens went off, it's exactly the way the movie was. Everybody was spread out. Half the group would end up at that mobile gas station, and then give it like 10 or 15 minutes. Then they'd go right back to the same street and do it all over again until So
I remember in 2001.
I give it a 9.
9. Okay.
9.
I remember in 2001. That might actually be 2000. My dad used to live. If you're watching this, if you live in Houston, he used to live over there, Westheimer and Dunlavy. And,
by the AMC 30.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And there used to be a Sonic right there. I don't even know.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
It's long gone.
So I remember. I remember there was there's probably like 30 cars, but like I remember watching the news and there was like 50 cars.
That night that they busted them?
Yes. And my dad lived in those apartments right next door. It used to be a Kmart. The Kmart was behind it. And so, literally the fence to the Kmart was the fence to the apartment. And so,
which is now a Target.
And a Home Depot.
Yeah.
No, not the Target. Target was across the street.
Okay, gotcha.
Kmart became Home Depot.
That's right.
There used to be a GameStop. There used to be a skate shop in that little strip mall. But I remember like watching the news and they busted like, shit ton of kids and they were like racers and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that Westheimer.
Yeah. I was like, that was my first seeing. I didn't know kids. I mean, yeah.
You thought it was a one-time deal. You didn't realize it was.
No, concurrent. We didn't really race in Scotland. Like we don't race cars. Well, I mean, they probably do now, but our roads are too bendy and up and down and like
that's
small.
Perfect for rally.
Yes, we do a lot of rally. Like you want to go to
rallycross?
Cars? Yes, you can do that, but
all day.
But that's professional. It's not like you don't do it on the weekend. It's like they do it, once a month or something, whatever. So that was like my first experience of seeing like kids, and they showed videos of like helicopters, and you saw the cars dispensing, just like the movie. So I was like, it clicked in my mind. It clicked in my mind when watching the movie. I was like, oh shit, like this actually happens. Obviously, it's a little bit more frantic.
Yeah.
In real life, because there were some scenes where the cars are just like all in line turning onto the main highway with the cops, whatever.
It's not perfect.
So since I've never seen this movie before,
what do you think?
Going into it, I was. You saw my reaction whenever we picked that movie. I was like, God damn it, this is not the movie I wanted to watch. I'll give it a solid 8.
I kind of was thinking you were going to give it an 8 because if you turn it sideways, a couple of movies.
All right.
So, with that,
we're not playing with the ball right now.
With that come and gone, we need a.
It's your favorite ball. This is your favorite ball.
We need a new movie.
Okay.
So I will hold the picture, and this time you will pick.
So, like we said before, there's movies that he's never seen, mostly movies I've never seen.
We added some new ones tonight. We added some new ones.
Yes. So we added Conan And the Barbarian, Conan the Barbarian.
We
the original.
did?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
Arnold
know that
Schwarzenegger,
part.
original movies.
We added a Pauly Shore 4-pack.
Yes, this was his idea. I haven't seen.
So there's 4 movies in the late 80s, early 90s that were there. Pauly Shore was riding that train of popularity. So it was Encino Man, Son-in-Law, Biodome, In the Army Now.
Okay, I've never seen any of those movies. I don't think. Pauly Shore.
There's a couple. I don't.
But that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've seen in pieces Encino Man. I've seen in very meticulous pieces Biodome. But In the Army Now and Son-in-Law I own, and I watch them quite frequently. I think I watched Son-in-Law like over the weekend.
What else did we add in there?
Rocky, Rambo. I've never seen Rocky or Rambo. Asterisk, the only Rocky movies that I have seen are Creed 1 and 2. And technically Rocky is in them.
Okay, I mean it's the same.
But I haven't seen the beginning.
It's like Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
So it's not Rocky, but it's got the characters. I don't think I've never seen Creed, so we're adding that. So after we finish the Rocky series, it'll go to Creed. We'll add in there. All right. So
I have a feeling since October's about to start, it's going to be one of those.
Alrighty. So the next episode,
horror movies,
we will be watching.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Fast enough. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit.
We're gonna be watching.
I don't even know if it's legible there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, some
Harry Potter.
Fuck me, dude. Oh,
this one.
Here's the hard part, because I've asked you like once or twice. I was like, "Is Harry Potter worth getting into as far as the movies?" And you said skip the first 2.
No, you got to skip at least like into the third or fourth. I think it's the 4th one.
But that's not what we're doing.
No,
we're watching the first one.
Yeah, it's so we're gonna watch Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter. Paisley's
Sorcerer's Stone.
Sure.
Is that the first one?
Know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. I just know one's.
Weren't you? Why are you putting it back in?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I gotta put.
Weren't you the motherfucker that wanted to go to Universal because we drove by the billboard in Orlando and you saw that the Harry Potter Wizarding World place deal?
Yeah. No, I did.
And you've read the books?
No.
Oh, so you haven't?
I don't know how to read.
You've seen the movies.
I don't know how to read.
You know how to rally.
I know how to rally. Okay, so you want to know kind of what to expect in Harry Potter, the world of Harry Potter?
I've seen enough commercials. Oh fuck! Does that mean after we're done with Harry Potter, we have to add those spin-offs, the Fantastic Beasts?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
But I've seen enough commercials for Harry Potter and seeing the kid grow up and the glasses and the lightning bolt and the
the concept,
snuggle puffs and twinkle toes and
the concept, like what the concept of the movie is.
He's growing up to be a wizard. He's learning his wizard skills.
Okay.
Focus on him.
I'm not even gonna. This is probably people. If anybody's watching this and they're like, "I love Harry Potter," and I'm gonna just butcher the shit out because I'm gonna dumb it down real.
I'm like the envy of Harry Potter fans because I don't know. I haven't seen anything. So people that are hardcore Harry Potter fans are probably gonna complain about a lot of it, and they're gonna wish they were me. That there was still that blank canvas.
There's some cool stuff in these movies. Even the first couple.
I know Quidditch.
Yeah.
It's like soccer on brooms.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
No yellow cards and shit.
No. They just
make it disappear.
So pretty much, Harry Potter. So there's a world of wizards, right? They live among us. There's a school that you learn, and then you have a job, and there's like a whole entire world of wizards that we're just like humans. They're called moguls. Muggles. That's us. We're not keen to it, so we don't know what the fuck's going on.
We're just normal muggle.
And so pretty much, Harry Potter, when he's born, an evil person named Voldemort tries to kill him, and he fails, and they pretty much banish Voldemort, like into like this like they pretty much like kill him off. He like disappears, and then like as Harry Potter gets older, he gets accepted into. Because he's a wizard, he gets accepted into Hogwarts. And then as he's learning to become a wizard, there's rumblings that Voldemort's going to come back. He's somehow come back, and he's building an army
to kill Harry Potter.
Kill Harry. The whole entire movie is he just wants to kill Harry Potter. He doesn't want to take over the world. Well, he will. He wants to eventually, but his main goal in life is I'm going to kill that kid.
Nice.
And he's a grown man.
Oh Lord.
And so it's pretty much Harry Potter learning that he's a wizard, then becoming a wizard, and then having
defending
to fight,
himself.
and then defending himself. And he meets some cool people, and the cast is so good, so good.
Were they good as the kids in this first movie, or is you're talking about part 3, part 4, part 5 where it pays dividends?
Because it's the same. It's almost the exact same actors in every single movie. The Professor Dumbledore, the headmaster, he dies in the first one. The actor who played him died, so they recast him. But for the most part, every single person in that movie is in the first one. They're in the last one. So it's not, hey, who the hell is that guy? Oh, they just recast him kind of thing.
Okay.
There's love interests.
Of course.
The first couple of movies are very kid wonder, like a Disney movie.
Well, we needed an episode 1 of Star Wars to understand Anakin.
Exactly.
So yeah, I get you.
There's a lot of things like that. But overall, man, this is a good series, man. It really is.
There's 7 movies in this, right?
Yes, they split the last one into 2 because
they wanted the money.
It's Hollywood.
It's all about the money.
You know, Batman's in it. He's in the 4th or 5th one.
Which one? Oh yeah,
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
So this is like one of his. This is before. I think that's before Twilight, or during Twilight. So like this is when he became like the crazy he was. There's some funny things. There's sad moments. You know, the usual. But overall, it's a pretty good series, man. I think you might like it. I hope you're as surprised. I hope that you like it
as much as he likes.
I like Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Now this is my favorite movie of all time. Like, if I never saw another Harry Potter movie, I would be okay with it. Like, It's not something I don't have it on. I don't even think I have it on them on DVD. So we're gonna have to figure out how to watch them. But it's not like I watch them, once a month, or if I had a girlfriend with a girlfriend who was like,
what's a Harry Potter?
Yeah. So we're gonna watch that. So the next episode, the next episode in the series, we're gonna watch Harry Potter,
and then pick another one.
Yeah, and then we'll pick another one. So yeah,
hopefully it's Fast 2.
What if it's just that and Harry Potter? We just go watch it. We just watch both. Yeah. So if you guys like this episode, and even if you don't, just give me a thumbs up and subscribe. We're gonna be on SoundCloud for this episode, so if you want to listen to the episode in audio form, you can do that, or you can go on Spotify. We'll be on Spotify at On the Red Couch with Max Power. And yeah, I think we're done.
Cool.
I don't have a sign out yet. I don't have a sign off.
You don't have a goodbye, toodles?
No. You already bitched at me for using toodles.
Oh, dude, I didn't care.
Me and Paisley say goodbye. Antonio Picante.
Adios, my friends.
See? I'm not going to say keep it classy.
Neither did I.
I almost did, too. Yeah, so...
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Oh, we never talked about the beers.
Oh, yeah.
The beers.
This is
Sigma Lager beer.
Sigma Lager. And what are you drinking?
Lager beer.
Yeah. No, it's called, is it?
Say it.
Lager beer.
Lager beer.
Lager beer. It's lager beer from Sigma Brewery.
You know it's in a Southern Star glass. And then my Spider-Man glass, I have True Anomalies, Small Giant, which is a petite sour. It's really good. It's their first ever can they released. They gave me a little 4-pack ahead of the release. Probably
special.
Who knows when you listen to this episode, so it won't make sense. But
at least my beer has nows. I tried to hold that in as best I could.
You broke me.
It only took 3 episodes. 2.5.
Jeez. Oh my God.
We still need to figure out what we're gonna do for our Simpsons top 5 Simpsons skits for Halloween.
Yeah,
because that's coming around the corner.
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
Right.
Okay. So these are our beers. If you're in the Houston area and the east side of downtown, you should definitely check out Sigma and True Anomaly. They are two of my personal favorite breweries in the entire city. Yeah. See y'all later.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's the sign off right there.
Yeah. Cheers.
Ah, when it hits your lips, it's so good.
Harry Potter. That's how it ends. Just me going, Harry Potter.